inserting, trunking, molding, thresholds, covers, bars, adhesive, laminates, vapor barriers, crown staplers, gloss heads, P5, nailers, tapping blocks, steel rules, mallets, pull bars, cutters, cable ties, hook and loop.
Madness. They've got you by the throat, don't they? Choking you, making you weak. It's funny, really. You think those feelings make you strong, that if you hold on to them tight enough, you'll somehow win. But let me tell you a secret. They're eating you alive, tearing you apart from the inside out, and you're letting them. You're letting them rip you to shreds while you sit there, shaking, screaming inside your own mind. Pathetic. But, oh, there's something beautiful in your chaos, in your pain. It's where the real strength lies, if you can just learn to control it. You see, emotions, they're like a bomb. You hold them too close, you blow up. You let them run wild and they burn everything down. You think you're angry at the world, right? You think you're sad because it all went wrong. But guess what? The world doesn't care. People don't care. That sadness, that rage, it's nothing but a leash. You're walking around, letting your emotions yank you whichever way they want, making you their little puppet. And you're too blind to see it. Too busy crying, too busy shouting like some pathetic little kid. But I'm gonna teach you something tonight. How to take feelings, that misery, that anger, make them work for you, not the other way around. You've been holding on to all that pain, hoping it would give you power, right? Hoping that if you just let it out, maybe, just maybe, things would change. But listen carefully. Pain doesn't change things. Control does. Power comes from taking those wild thrashings and putting a leash on them. Because here's the thing. Emotions are stupid. They don't think. They don't plan. They just react. You're sitting here, letting them drag you around like a dog on a chain. And the more you give in, the tighter the chain gets. Until one day, snap, it breaks. Wrong. You want to know where? Wrong when you let your emotions own you. It doesn't have to be that way. No. See, you can turn this around. You can take all that anger, all that sadness, and twist it, mold it into something useful. Picture this. You're still angry, but now you're in control. You're not some mindless wreck swinging wildly at the air. You're calculated. You know when to let the anger burn and when to snuff it out. And when it's time to strike, you strike with precision. No wasted motion. No point outbursts. Just cold, focused rage. That's real power. Not this mess you've got going on right now. But don't get it twisted. It's not easy. Oh no. It takes work. You gotta stop thinking like a victim. You gotta stop thinking like someone who's constantly getting pushed around by their own feelings. You've gotta start thinking like a hunter. Like someone who knows that emotions are just tools. Weapons to be used when you need them. Not when they feel like it. Imagine this. Next time you're about to lose it, Next time the sadness comes crashing in like a wave, you don't flinch. You don't break. You control it. You turn that sadness into cold, calm resolve.
Anyway, good evening, everybody. How are you doing?
Sharpen it into focus.
This weekend is this week is a good week for sport. Tomorrow, the Republic of Ireland take on the mighty Portugal. And then this weekend, Conor Benn is going to even up the numbers. And he's going to beat Eubank. And then they're going to have a fucking trilogy. And UFC this weekend, Islam Makhachev. New. Watch. If Ireland can beat Portugal, Conor Benn can beat Eubank and Islam. Islam, one sec, hang on. How about that? You know, Churchill, right, you know, anything about fear, right? I love this quote, and it's like, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. You know, one thing I've learned on this journey is you can't trust everybody. Not everybody that smiles at you is your mate, and what you don't realise is sometimes in the community, people have an angle. Do you understand? An ulterior motive. I don't understand people sometimes. You know, like I think you have shit figured out, right? And you realise you haven't. So, have any hope for Ireland to beat Portugal tomorrow night in Dublin? Hey. Tell me.
And then...
Don't look at me.
You let it out.
Look at me.
But only when it's useful.
Don't look at me.
What you want. Here's the funny thing, kid. Once you learn how to control your emotions,
you want to play games?
How much of a joke they really
so be
are.
it. You will be removed.
Crying, all that screaming.
And I'm giving me mods permission to delete anybody who's disrespectful to me. And if you don't remove them, I fucking will.
You think the world gives a damn
no
about
problem.
How you feel? It doesn't.
Hey, I built this channel on my own. No one can say I grew my channel on the back of other people.
People don't care about your tears, about your anger, but they respect power. They fear control. And once you have that, once you can look them in the eye and smile while they're losing their minds, then you've won. Because you've got something they'll
Because I can't be asked arguing.
Discipline.
Heard it.
They'll flail
Used to
around,
this, not me.
scream and cry like babies, but
I'm moving on. I can't be dealing with people.
Calm.
How are you, Andrew?
And here's the best
Like,
part.
listen, if you want to play games with me, I'll just remove you. You know, simple.
You'll become unstoppable. You'll become the one pulling the strings.
Understand?
Not the one dancing to the
Hey,
tune of
Andrew.
your emotions.
Andrew, come here.
Learn to laugh.
Who have you got this weekend? Eubank or Ben? Who have you got? Ireland and Portugal. And then the weekend we have UFC. Islam Makhachev is fighting for another belt. He'll be a two-time division champion. Watch. He'll beat my man at the weekend. Like I said, sometimes you get people that ridicule you, that put you down, that call you names. It's like, well, here, listen, and I'll tell you, we're grown-ups here, yeah? If you're disrespectful to me, I will remove you. You know why? Because it's my channel, not yours. Yeah, I am. I'm using one, yeah. I've just put you right in front of me and I hit you with it in the head. I don't like fake people. You know, I'm fucking blind, me. I should know better. But we can't expect everybody to be like us. You know, it is what it is. So this week, tomorrow night, we have Ireland v Portugal. And I'm praying that Ireland win because they have a chance then, right? You know, I'm rooting for the boys in green. You know, hey, I got my hair done and all especially for it. Do you like it? I look like a right twat, but the kids love it. You know, that's all I care about. You know, the children love it. My children, they love it. You know. Well, Andrew, because it's the World Cup, right? Ireland, we're not very good at football, right? But we're all right at rugby. You know. Like I said, I've been too nice. Here we go. Ex-heroin dealer. Get it right. Hey, I can do this all day. If you want. Like I said, you know what I mean? To me, yeah. I'm a very humble, noble lad, right? I don't fuck nobody over. But believe me, if you try to fuck with me, I'll just remove you. Cause so the topic tonight is 3 topics: football, boxing, and UFC. So I'm praying Ireland beat Portugal tomorrow, right? Because this only comes around once every 4 years. Then this weekend, Conor Ben has a chance to get redemption, to make a one-apiece and set it up for a trilogy. The biggest rivalry in British boxing ever. I'm going with Ben this time. The last time I went with Eubank. But I'm hoping that Conor Ben gets one back. That way then, it's set up for a fucking trilogy. You know. Then in the UFC, Islam is fighting. And I reckon he'll beat the guy and he'll become a 2-time division champion. Alhamdulillah, brother. Tomorrow I'm going to smash your boy. Alhamdulillah. I know you guys don't like this. That's what Khabib said. Alhamdulillah. Tomorrow I'm going to smash your boy. You know. And he did. He ragdolled Conor McGregor. He fucking ragdolled him. He mauled him. You know, but in all fairness, it's like Khabib, man, he's just like, you know, them Dagestani fighters, they're more hungry for success because nothing's given to them. Everything nowadays is given to our children, and it doesn't make them hungry. Why are you going to be hungry if you eat like a king? You know, you're not hungry because your parents give you everything. You don't work for it. You know. But like I said, as an Irishman, I'm praying that Ireland beat Portugal. You know, otherwise we're fucked. But I'd like to see Conor Ben get one back. You know, like I said, we're talking about, they're saying it's like, it's the biggest rivalry in British boxing. You know, and it is in a way, because the two daddies, like, you know what I mean? I like Chris Eubank Sr. I like the way he dresses. I like him as a human being, you know. He's very articulate, you know, and he's not supposed to speak like that. Why fucking not? Shout out to parliamentary procedure. You know. In life, sometimes you have to cut yourself away from people in order to, you know, look at certain situations different. So, yeah, I've had a bit of a situation recently, but it's done, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I'm worth a lot more than that. You know, my character is a much better fucking person than that. You know, you're always gonna get people in life where they just throw a curveball at you. You know what I mean? But where I'm from, we're used to petrol bombs and shit being thrown at us. And fucking Glocks and 9s and fucking Mac 10s. You know, sure, people being lit up with the fucking things, you know. I walked away from a place that's now like that. You know, it was never that dangerous when I was there, but over the years, all the bigger lads, man, they dominated the streets. You know what I mean? And they got their cake in the end, allegedly. A big fat cherry on top of it as well, still. You know, don't get me wrong, it's like a lot of my mates, we used to sit in the corner and we'd all say to each other, one day I'm going to be rich. You know, it's like, but we didn't have good role models growing up, you know what I mean? It's like, it's very hard to succeed when you come from a council estate, and when you're trying to grow and get away from things, your mates will compromise that for you. Because if you're trying to get away from certain things, and if you're surrounded by people that are doing certain things that they shouldn't be doing, and lying to their missus about it, you know, because you get found out, you see. Some people recognise certain behaviours and patterns, you know. She used to give me roses, I wish she did again, but that was on the outside. And come on, Connor Ben, and he's gonna sleep you bang. Just deal with him like that. You know. Do you know something? Do you know what I've learned about life as well? You get people who think that it's like, and when they get a smack into the face, they realise, fuck me, mate, I'm in trouble here. You know. But like I said, it's like life sometimes can give you a smack in the face. Hello, brother. My fucking Australian brother, man, loyal to the fucking teeth, bro. Scott, you know what, right? If God come down and said to me, right, you can bring an Australian with you, I would have taken Steve Irwin, man. I fucking love that guy, you know. And the way he went out, like, but I see his son, man, is doing very good, like, you know. That zoo that he named after his dad, like, you know. If I was going in the jungle, he's the fucker I'd want with me. God rest him. But other than Steve Irwin, you're going to have to do, bro, because you're the only Australian other than Emma that I know. So, if the Almighty come down and said, Jude, you need to bring an Australian, I'd say, listen, we're knocking on Scott's door. Aye. With me head. Scott, I'm here. Put another shrimp on the barbie. In fact, put a few extra ones, because I'm fucking jet lagged. But, yeah, I'd bring you, bro. You know what I mean? It's like, because I don't know my way around the outback, and it's like, as long as you're not a mass murderer, I think we can get along.
Laugh at the pain,
you know.
Smile at the anger, and turn the sadness into...
Scott, I know you like a fight, so who are you going with for the weekend? Conor Ben versus Eubank Part 2. I'm hoping Conor gets one back. That way they can have a trilogy, whereas if Conor loses again, I think Eubank will just move on. You know, like if you beat an opponent twice, bro, you can move on. Unless you want that money fight, you know. But we have UFC on the same night. Islam Makhachev will become a 2-division champion. I guarantee you, and I'll tell you how he'll do it. He'll submit my man. I guarantee he submits him, right? I'm praying for a miracle tomorrow in Ireland against Portugal. You know, like if they need to put on a performance, tomorrow night is that night. They need to show up tomorrow. You know, a little huddle and all. And like I said, listen, this only comes around once every 4 years. I want to be part of the World Cup. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a spectator or a fan. I want to watch. I want my country to get into it, but I don't think they will. You know. But I'm trying to move a few things around. I was like, look, I have a few flowers up there and all. Look, here is what it is. That's a suicide vest. Detonator. Steel cable ties. You are fucked, mate. It is what it is. I've always told you this. What's under there, you big bowser, you? Shout out to Mr. Frog, the Green Lantern, and Star Wars. Oh yeah, and the Hobbit. Shout out to Dublin. Shout out to Bruce Lee. Yeah. Shout out to Bruce Lee. Shout out to Bruce Lee, yeah. Shout out to Manchester United. Yeah, listen, and I got this the other day, right now. I only got it. I got it for £1. I had the wrapping on it and all. So I had to take the wrapping off. You know what I mean? An old hockey stick or camogie. I don't know what I call it over. I don't know what they call it. Yeah, it is what it is. You stay up there, Shirley Bassey. Go on there with that. Now you know I'm an Ireland fan, don't you? Listen, shout out to Kaiser. Listen, look at him in his little Ireland socks getting ready. His little hobber feet must be cold. You know, I am the captain of the ship and like I said, see me channel. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you want to be rude to me and disrespectful to me in my channel, yeah, I'll remove you. I don't care how long I know you. If you want to be disrespectful to me, I'll remove you. Simple. You know, I've not done anything here. I'm just defending myself. Simple. You know. But shout out to Australia and Steve Irwin. Shout out to Scotland. Shout out to Andrew and Scott, who are very loyal to this channel, honestly. You know the amount of people that are very loyal to me. And they know my character, yeah. I don't need to say nothing, Don. Do you notice it's always the faceless ones that come in and give me shit? You know, they have to make a fake ID thinking nobody knows who it is. Listen, I've had arguments with a lot of people on here. There's a lot of cunts on here.
Fuel. People will look at you and wonder, how? How did you become so cold, so calculated? How did you stop being weak? And you'll just smile. Because they'll never understand. They'll never get it. They'll be too busy feeling while you're too busy winning. That's the real joke, isn't it? They'll never know the freedom that comes with control. But don't think this is gonna be easy. No, no, no. Controlling your emotions, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna break you in ways you've never been broken before. You're gonna have to kill parts of yourself. The parts that cling to the hope that life's supposed to be fair, that people should care. You're gonna have to cut out the weakness.
Right, so what Scotty is going? What time is it where you are now, Scott? What time is it in the Oz? I don't know why you give Ireland a prayer tomorrow, Scott, but I'm praying that we win. You know, it's like, as a football fan, as a Man United fan, you always want your country to do well, you know. And if the truth be told, I don't give them much of a prayer. The only advantage they have for them tomorrow is they're playing at home. And the fans are like a 12th man, you know, and the Irish fans are known to be the best fans in the world. We're the most friendliest people on the planet. You know, we're the most giving country in the world. You see, Ireland, we're givers, we're not takers. Well, depending who you fucking ask. But yeah, I've always been a giver, never a fucking taker, mate. If I was a taker, I'd be charging every cunt on here money, wouldn't I? Still.
You don't need an expensive.
You know, I like a good 𝕘𝕦𝕪𝕤, and Al Capone is one of my favourite actors, and Robert De Niro, right?
I'm going to recommend to the disciplinary committee that you be expelled, Mr. Sims.
Shout out to God and forgiveness.
You are a liar.
And shout out to lawyers.
Excuse me?
No, I don't think I will.
Mr. Slade,
This is such a crock of shit.
please watch your language, Mr. Slade. You are in the Baird School, not a barracks. Mr. Sims, I will give you one final opportunity to speak up.
Mr. Sims doesn't want it. He doesn't need to be labeled still worthy of being a bad man. What the hell is that? What is your motto here? Boys, inform on your classmates, save your hide. Anything short of that, we're gonna burn you at the stake? Well, gentlemen, when the shit hits the fan, some guys run and some guys stay.
Hello,
Here's
Mr.
Charlie
G.
facing the fire, and there's George hiding in Big Daddy's pocket.
Do you
And what
like
are you
it?
doing?
You like it?
Gonna reward George and destroy Charlie.
Are you finished, Mr. Slade?
No, I'm just getting warmed up. I don't know who went to this place. William Howard Taft, William Jennings Bryan, William Tell, whoever. Their spirit is dead, if they ever had one. It's gone. You're building a rat ship here. A vessel for seagoing snitches. And if you think you're preparing these minnows for manhood, you better think again. Because I say you are killing...
Brother, Mr. G, tomorrow night, Ireland are playing Portugal. Give us a score, will you? In fact, here, I'd like you to get involved. I want 3 predictions off you.
Steps. What a sham.
Right.
What
So, Ireland are playing Portugal tomorrow, bro. I'm fucking praying we win this game. It's like living in the UK nearly 32 years. I'm a Man United fan. And I've had to watch England in every tournament they've qualified for. you know, and it hurts me football heart, you know, but I'm a big boxing fan and I'm even bigger UFC fan. I can't, so I'm hoping Conor Ben beats Eubank to make a 1-1, then it sets it up for a trilogy, right? The biggest rivalry in British boxing, you know, where two fathers fought and then their offspring fought. You know, like this will go down in history as one of, if not the biggest British boxing rivalry, being the Eubanks. And so far at the moment, it's Team Eubank that's ahead. It's like now, then jump over to the UFC. I think it's welterweight division. Bilal Muhammad got beat by this kid that Islam is fighting. So if Islam wins, when he wins this weekend, alhamdulillah, when he wins, my man will go down as a 2-time world champion, a Hall of Famer. This guy, say no more, Islam Makhachev. And I'll tell you how he'll win, bro. He'll win by submission in front of his coach. Them Dagestanis are next level, bro. The discipline they have, and it's because of their faith. It's because they're Muslim, they're disciplined. You know, you get good and bad in every community, but you see Habib, he's a perfect professional, just like Katie Taylor is. You know, I was watching Katie doing a bit of sparring yesterday, and she's mean, you know, but she's a professional all the time, you know, and that's what I love about Katie Taylor. She's a proper professional, a proper athlete. You never hear about her getting bad press. You'll never see headlines. Katie Taylor was caught coming out of a pub gammy-eyed. Do you understand? She's fucking the embodiment of what a professional fighter should be. You know, and she's a big role model in Ireland for all the kids over there. You know, why can't a woman be the next fucking Amanda Nunes or one of the Shevchenko sisters or fucking, Wei Li? She's from China, right? I remember her fighting Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and she hit her that much in the forehead. She had a hematoma the size of a fucking cereal bowl on her head. It's probably one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life. Wei Li versus Joanna Jędrzejczyk, UFC. Her head was hit that many times. She was after being hit over 200 times in the head by the third round. Her fucking head. She had an ass cheek on her head. A hematoma the size of a cereal bowl. Like, she kept getting tagged in the forehead. You understand? Like, not keeping her hands up. Because she loves a dogfight, Jędrzejczyk, right? It's in her. You know, she's a fucking class fighter. But Joanna Jędrzejczyk lit her up. You know, and put a big fucking lump on her forehead. I've never seen anybody have an injury like that. You know, like where her head swelled the fuck up, man. And she was still like, she's like, listen, you're not stopping this fight. The doctor kept saying, are you sure you're okay to continue? Move. You know, fucking heart of a Knox. Never mind the lion. You know, heart of a megalodon she had. She wanted to eat her heart. You know, like, see the thing with violence, it's like, that's CTE, man. When you get hit so many times in the head and in the face, don't get me wrong, I've been smacked a few times in the nose in my life. I've had a couple of fights that I've not lost, but I'm not a tough guy or a hard man or a fighting man. You don't need to be.
Kind of a show you guys putting on here today.
My pals will
the
tell
only
you.
class in this act is sitting next to me.
I'm a nice guy, I try to be, you know.
Is intact. It's non-negotiable. You know how I know? Someone here, and I'm not going to say who, offered to buy it. Only Charlie here wasn't selling.
Sir, you're out of order.
Out of order? I show you out of order. You don't know what out of order is, Mr. Trask. I'd show you, but I'm too old.
And too blind.
I'm too tired. I'm too fucking blind. If I were the man I was,
I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
Flamethrower to this place.
Bad
Out of order.
man.
Who the around, you know. There was a time I could see, and I have seen, boys like these, younger than these, their arms torn out, their legs ripped off. But there is nothing like the sight
of an amputated soul. There's no prosthetic for that.
No prosthetic for that.
Bad man.
You think you're merely sending this splendid foot soldier back home to Argonne with his tail between his legs, but I say you are executing his soul. And why? Because he's not a bad man. Bad man. You hurt this boy, you're gonna be bad bums. The lot of you. And Harry, Jimmy.
Fuck you too.
Trent, wherever you are out there. Fuck you too.
I love that, man. Fuck you too.
Mr. Slade.
I'm not finished. As I came in here, I heard those words. Cradle of leadership. Well, when the bow breaks, the cradle will fall. And it has fallen here. It has fallen. Makers of men. Creators of leaders. Be careful what kind of leaders.
So this week I'm praying. Tomorrow night we have Portugal, okay? And I'll be honest with you, I don't give us a fucking prayer, but what I do think will happen is Ireland, even though this is going to sound nuts, I believe Ireland will score first, right? Now, if they score the first goal, like I said, the fans are the 12th man out there, and we need the fans, and the fans are always up for it. You know, like, this is the last time we'll see Cristiano Ronaldo in a World Cup, right? Alongside fucking Bernardo Silva, is that his name? And Bruno Fernandes and Diego Dallo. You know, it's like Ronaldo, like I said, man, what a career the guy has had, you know, and he's competing in his last World Cup. You know, he's fucking dedicated, you know what I mean? Like, he's clean, like, as fuck. You don't, yeah, he's a proper professional, you know what I mean? So, if Ireland can do the job against them, you know, it'd be a fucking nice Christmas present. Because the repercussions of that W could get us to the W being the World Cup. It's like, as a football fan, living in the UK, nearly 32 years, it's like I've had to watch a lot of England sides play in World Cups and the Euros. And I've not watched Ireland play in a major competition for I don't know how many World Cups. You know, tomorrow I pray for a win. You know, well, I pray for a win every day. It's like, but if I was ever to pray for a win for Ireland, and what this could do and what it means to the fans, you know, I'm hoping we get the W. On Saturday night, I'm hoping Chris Eubank gets beat up by Conor Benn, and I know Islam Makhachev will become a 2-division world champion this weekend. Trust me, you know, Islam, there's no way my man's beating him. Them Dagestanis, this is what I'm saying, they're more hungry. You know, see, the thing about boxing is it teaches you 3 or 4 things. It teaches you structure and discipline. You know, look, if you want to dedicate your life to a craft, whether it be boxing or kickboxing or whatever it is, you have to have a bit of everything to join that organisation, because it's the biggest. There's so many different organisations out there. You have UFC, you have Eagle MMA being Habib's. One day that'll be bigger than the UFC. Russia, there's a lot of fucking people there. You know, and they all love Habib and Islam. Do you understand? It's like, and like, you know, them Dagestanis, they have their faith and they have discipline. And once you're structured and layered, and it's like devoted and dedicated to your craft, whether it be boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever. Me, Mark, between the two of us, we've done a bit between us. It's like, but it's always good to be able to defend yourself. You know, like, fuck's sake, that you know that from fucking growing up. You know, every man, every soldier's job is life sustainability. You know, I'm not good at being part of a team. I want to be the captain. And I think I've earned that. You know, but this weekend I'm praying that, not tomorrow night, I'm praying tomorrow night too that Ireland get a win. And I'm hoping that Chris Eubank gets beat by Conor Benn, so it'll be 1-1. Then there's a trilogy, right? Hang on. Oh shit, this is about to die. Now, so I know Islam will beat this guy the weekend, so that's not even. I already know the outcome of that fight. He'll submit him. Do you understand? He's next level Islam. You know what I mean? He'll get you in a submission, you know, and crank it until you tap. You know, like I said, Bilal Muhammad, whatever his name is, he had the title and then he got beat by my man. So my man, I forget his name, he's fighting tomorrow night against Islam Makhachev. I reckon Islam will submit him. You know, it's like he's probably one of the best fighters. As far as I'm concerned, he'll go. Alright, years ago, right, my favourite fighter in the UFC was GSP, right, George St. Pierre, yeah? It's like, before him was Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell, geezers like that. Like, when I started watching the UFC, Ken Shamrock was fucking fighting. You know, and I've watched it over the years. I've been a fan, and I like a bang. You know, anyone around me knows that. You know, I try to stay away from it, but if you get in my space, I'll tag you. You know, not because I'm a fucking tough guy or a bad man or anything like that. I just don't like getting me space. You know, mate, step away from me, please. You know, like I said, I'm a granddad at the end of the day, and I'm a dad, and it's like I'm not the same person I used to be half a lifetime ago. You know, I had to change, like, because of me children, and now I have grandchildren, and it's like I have people that look up to me. Get YouTube, right? I'm a big brother, I'm a dad, I'm an uncle, I'm a nephew. I've got kids, grandkids. My son is my grandson's uncle already. Madness. You know, I've lived a bit of life. You know, I've had 3 partners in my lifetime. You know, I have 4 children. I'm very lucky, you know, and sometimes you don't realise that your kids look to you for guidance. And I do have to be careful sometimes on here, because my kids come in here the odd time. Now, my oldest kids, 31 and 27, 28. You know, and I can hear my mother in me head saying, listen, son, the way I raised you, you don't need to explain yourself to nobody, because people that truly know your character know what you're like. Hey, and I don't compromise. Yeah, I don't compromise me honour or me, you understand? Me bollocks, fuck that. You know, I've got dignity and pride. Me face'll never hide. You know, you get little midgets that come in here that have 2 and 3 subs that just made an account, but they haven't got the bollocks to ring you like a man and say, you know, bro, I think you're a cunt. You know, I thought that's what friends and men do. We talk. You understand, Bob? Like I said, my religion teaches me to forgive everybody, but don't forget, you know, like I said, it is what it is. I've grown this channel on my own without mentioning other people's channel's name. Now, I have had people that have helped me with the channel, but I didn't grow this channel off the back of anyone else's channel. Like a lot of people nowadays, they've no creativity. You know what I mean? They can't do their own shit. So they want someone else to wipe their arse for them. I used to be like that. You can never compromise your dignity. You know, your real character. You know, another one today, 6,200 videos. Yeah, when I say be creative, make your own shit. There's nobody in their circle on YouTube that has made 6,200 videos. I know cunts that have millions of subs that haven't even made nowhere near the videos I've made, the amount. You know, and that's a fact. You know, I come on here for different reasons to everybody else. This was always about getting my channel back. Fighting Back United was stolen on me, so I had to do something about it. And I ended up growing this channel. And there's some people that don't like me, but here, get in the fuck off list. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I know at the end of the day, I'll still be getting me fucking Christmas card off Pablo at the end of the year. You know, I always get a Christmas card off Pablo. I'll probably get one off Finn. There's a few people I'm sending a Christmas card this year. You know, like Christmas, it's the season to be jolly. You know, not so seasonal if you've been accused of robbing Molly. But, nah, listen, Christmas snowball. I have a couple of snowballs for a couple of people, alright, right into the mush. You know, I pray. It's meant to snow next week in Manchester. Like, I'll go out with the two kids, you know, and hopefully we can make a snowman. You know, like, I remember as a kid, right, it didn't snow a lot, right? But there was a place in Dublin near 𝕘𝕦𝕪𝕤. And on the borderline of 𝕘𝕦𝕪 and Bluebell, there used to be this valley, right? And I'm not joking you. If anybody knows Chapel Lizard Hill, how steep it is, right? This place, right, is separated 𝕘𝕦𝕪 from Bluebell. And in the middle of it was like a sewer, like a waterway, right? But it was a big valley. And any time it snowed, so you go down the end of this, right? And at the very end, there's a little hill and then there's a wall and over it is water, right? So we used to make mad contraptions with, you know, to go down a bin lid or fucking, you know, a piece of fucking polystyrene fucking, you know, put two holes in it, get a rope and pull it like a sleigh. And everybody used to go down this fucking hill, right? So me and this lad, Jason Glynn, right? He's dead. Rest in peace to Glinner. Rest in peace to Raymond Glynn, or to Jason Glynn, and I think his brother died. Raymond. Or Brendan. Brendan, his brother was called. Sorry. But long story short, one particular winter, it snowed a little bit and we all went down to this valley, right? And this mad cunt, right, we all used to think, right, if we can get down the end, we'll run back up again. You know, it's just like going to a water park, going down a slide and saying, fuck yeah, well, let's have another go, right? So this lad that I was in school with, he had this big square piece of polystyrene with two holes in it, and he put a rope between the two holes so they were like reins, okay? And I'm not fucking joking you, right? I was watching them from afar, yeah, and everybody had sleighs and fucking, well, not everybody. You know, a lot of us couldn't afford fucking sleighs, so we made our own, right? This fucker, mate, I'm watching, I'm on the top of the hill, right? This cunt, he's going down and he's supposed to slow down at the very end, yeah? There was no slowing down. He went fuck off all the way down. You know, the bit of a hill? He went fuck off into the water, mate. It's like, if you live in Bluebell in Chicago, and where 𝕘𝕦𝕪𝕤 is divided now, I don't know whether there's houses there, but there used to be like a fucking river here, like a sewer, and you have 𝕘𝕦𝕬𝕝 there, and then you have Bluebell Flats here. But in the winter time, like I said, man, we used to do fucking reckless shit. You know, we go down on a door, 3 of us, you know, on a fucking rope, just to fucking steer there in case you had to bail. You know, and I remember having to go with this cunt's thing, and the exact same thing happened to me, mate. I went down like that, look, and instead of stopping, the fucking thing carried on. I couldn't put my feet out to stop it. I'd fucking snap my legs. It's like I went up and fucking down, mate, straight into the storage. You know, but we used to do reckless shit, you know what I mean? I was an adrenaline junkie, mate. You know, I used to be a drug addict too. A junkie bastard, like, you know. Like loads of me pals, you know, we all got addicted to drugs. That's what ruined us all. You know, because drugs turned you into a different person. You know, you've no integrity when you're an addict. You know, and it's very hard for people to trust you. You know, yeah, it's like I said, it's a 24-hour job. I don't envy anybody, man, that's still out running around getting A, B, C, and D. You know, like I said, I don't know what it is, but when you hit 50, you start thinking, you know, like, fuck's sake, man, I'm my granddad, you know what I mean? Like, I don't drink at all. You know, now, me 2 brothers like an old jar, but they don't take drugs either. You know, it's like, I've never been, honestly, because see, when I was a kid, my dad used to whoop my ma's ass. He'd lose our wages. He was a gambler. You know, he gambled his wages sometimes, her wages, you know, and then he'd come in and fucking, I'd be honest with you, I used to find security under the blanket. So I pretended I was asleep, you know. It's like, and hearing them arguing, and I know they were arguing over money. My dad was at the coming in pissed and fucking losing me ma's wages, you know, and fuck's sake, man. I just heard things breaking on the floor, like fucking cutlery, like plates and fucking what have you, know. So obviously you run in to try to defend your man, and my dad was a bollocks, he was, when I was younger, you know, but I did everything, you know. When he died, it's like everything he ever wanted me to do and to be and to get to a certain place in my life, I got it back for him. You know, I got my education back. You know, I've no business speaking being able to speak in a couple of languages. I've no business. I got fucked out of school there because I wanted to be like all my fucking mates and be a crash test dummy. You know, I come here, had me son, and I made a deal with God when I got out of jail. If you fucking help me get out of here with one eye, I'll dedicate my life not just to you, but to me son and to other people's sons, to help them. Education's the way forward, not listening to your mates. You know, music is your friend, believe it or not. Like, so a very wise man tried to convince me otherwise once. You know, and I laughed at him. You know, that's how ignorant I was. You know. Like I said, listen to your elders and your coaches and your peers. Trust me, because they only want what's best for you. Sometimes your mates don't want what's best for you. They want to hold you back. You know, it's like I walked away from my mates a long time ago. It's like, and they're always inviting me home. Jude, come on home, I'll pay for your ticket. We'll go out on a boat fishing. You know, but I'm too old and tired. And I'm going to go for a game of golf next week with my son. Like me hair.
It teaches us more about
Shout out to the hairdresser.
woman has changed my life for good, and I know it can do the same for you.
I want her back.
I know you do.
Nothing unifies a people like a common enemy.
I won't rest till I've burned Troy to the ground.
I thought you wanted
Now,
peace with Troy.
I would like to say this before I go.
Peace is for the women. The Trojans have
From tomorrow, if you come into my life and you want to be a dick to me, okay, you will be fucking removed, okay? Just know this, yeah? I've never fucked anybody over in my life. You understand? Especially a friend. And if anyone comes in my life and says the wrong thing to me, you will be removed. You know why? Because it's disrespectful. That's what it fucking is. You understand? And I made a certain way. If you want to be bitter and tell lies and what have you, and that's on you. And there's a few people on here that I've had an argument with over the 2 years. I fell out with a couple of Scousers over one of my own. And I didn't fall out with a Scouser, if that makes sense. Look, I've been on here 7 years. There's people on here a lot longer than myself. There's people on here that can skill me about YouTube. You know, I've no interest in that. You see, I have a lot of interests. One of them is right over your fucking head, rude boy. Being football, right? I'm a red. I'm also a fucking dub. And see that tricolour? Yeah, I'm also one of them too. You understand? And I've worked very hard on this channel. And it's very hard to sustain an independent channel. Because your principles and your pride, I let membership fees slide. To prove here, cunties, I didn't do this for the money, I did it for the love. You know, 6,200 videos. Much does YouTube owe me? In the 50 channels in their circle on YouTube, not one of them has made over 6,200 videos. In fact, tell you what, right? Find one. But you don't, because I've already looked. Out of the 50 channels in their circle, I don't charge membership fees. This has never been about money. Fuck the money. I did this to connect with a few people, and I did that. You know, shout out to Pablo and Finn, shout out to Jerry the Bollocks, shout out to Sean Wayne, shout out to Lena, shout out to Ammo and Spencer, shout out to Chopper, shout out again to Mr. Pablo Diablo. Pablo, I fucking love him, man. You know, he's always treated me like a brother, you know, and you don't betray a brother, or you don't betray friendships. Do you understand? No, not me. I'm not perfect, but I know I don't betray friends. You know, there's 3 or 4 sides to me. One thing I'm not is disrespectful to me friends, people I call brother. Not unless they've been disrespectful to me first, still. Anyway, I'm gonna bounce. I hope you all have a fucking good night. I'm hoping Ireland win tomorrow. Now, if you're watching this live now, this evening, tonight, and you're a mod on my channel, from tomorrow. Now, tomorrow we have Ireland beat Portugal. This weekend we have boxing, masterclass. Eubank versus Ben 2. Now, if Conor Ben beats Eubank the weekend, we have a perfect trilogy set up. I'm praying the Republic of Ireland win tomorrow. Little Kaiser over there has his little socks on. You know, he can't wait. Listen to me, yeah. This is the mascot of this channel. What are you bow? You don't have to bow to them. They bow to you. It's your channel. Tomorrow, look at him in his little Ireland socks. Look at bless him, look. You know, he's ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? You know me and you are ready. This is me mascot. Forget about it. But, so, if you're watching this now, this evening, tonight, from tomorrow, now, I'll tell you this real quick. It's taken me 2.5 years to build this channel. I have a small little audience. It's like, and we shouldn't air our differences in public. We'll do this another way. From tomorrow, and we will deal with this issue, don't worry about it. Anyway, long story short, from tomorrow, my mods have permission. If you want to come in my live and disrespect me, yeah, for no fucking reason, you will be removed. Do you know why? I don't need to put up with anyone's bullshit. Do you understand? And I'll let nobody assassinate my fucking character. Do you understand? See, I've never been good with that. Fucking people over. You know. Yeah, it is what... I'll put it in... Do you want to put it another way? I've also said that for years. Sui generis, motherfucker. It is what it is. Shout out to Manchester United. It is what it is. Shout out to fucked up bright legs. Broken. Whoops. Yeah, shout out to Muds and Gloves. Bangers here. Shout out to the devil over there. Shout out to Lionel Messi and Bruce Lee. Yeah, shout out to Bruce Lee. You know, yeah, again, shout out to Bruce Lee. As a kid, I looked up to this person here. He was your sensei, wasn't he, as a kid? I used to get bullied as a kid real quick before I go here, and my dad wanted me to break a stick off someone's head one day, and I couldn't do it, so he hit me in front of them, you know, and they started laughing, and I broke it off his fucking head. You know, the other day, listen, I don't know anything about hockey, but the other day, I got myself a hockey stick. Do you see it up there? Look. Look. I got it for £1. A proper England one, look. You know, I've never, do you know what, now, I'm going to play golf next week. So, you might get to see it. Yeah, like that. Look, yeah. Keep your eye on the ball like that, yeah. Eye on the ball. Yeah. Right, so before I go, guys, can you do me a favour? Yeah, if you're watching this live now, this evening, tonight, tomorrow, Ireland play Portugal tomorrow, so say a prayer for Ireland, yeah? And do me a favour, I want you to give me your opinion about the Ben Eubank fight coming up, who you want to win, who you think will win. I want your prediction on UFC this weekend, Islam Makhachev and New. Hello, Mrs. Moon. Thank you. I'm just about to fuck off, Lou. But like I said, shout out to Mrs. Moon and our hubby. Lou, I got a bit of a scare last week. You know, I thought my lungs were gone. You know, I got a bit of good news, so I said, you know what, I've always wanted to dye my hair green. You know, it's on my bucket list. You know, all jokes aside, my hair is going grey. And I was like, you know what, what's the point in letting your opponent sneak up on you? I've never been good at that, you see. You know, I see you sneaking up on me. Because I have ISIS and Gnosis and Tosis. And the way I've been treated recently is atrocious. But it's okay, still. Christmas is coming, Lou. And the kids like it. You know, my daughter, she has her hair done like Harley Quinn. One side is red and one side is bubblegum blue, right? So if her hair's blue that side, her eyeliner will be red. And if it's red this side, her eyeliner will be blue. Like, she's a good makeup artist, you know what I mean? And she's given me an extra grandson, Lou, this year, you know. It's like, I know why God spared me now. Because seeing your children grow and then your daughter having her own children, you know, it's a fucking beautiful thing. Like, it's special, you know. Getting extra presents for the grandkids, you know, like, that's what matters to me, Lou. You know, fuck YouTube and the money. You know, honey, my channel got monetized and I crashed it. Fuck down my channel and I wanted to get it back. Because I knew I could have a little platform. I knew 85% of people that used to go in that cesspit. 15% of them I didn't get along with. But I'm one of the only channels that's standing that isn't toxic. And Lou, you know your way around Air Circle and YouTube, right? And your hubby. And you know it's like what channels are dodgy and you know what I mean? It's like, but like I said, being a grandfather, it's like, you know, I never imagined I'd see the day, you know, and I have a couple of friends that aren't here to see their kids have kids. You know, so God didn't want me, in all fairness, you know. I tried to cheat a couple of times and check out on the quiet, on the LT. And it's like on the QT too. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't write a note. I just wanted to go. I was ready. And I wasn't ready to explain me reasons why. I'm in constant pain every single day. And I still have hell to look forward to. It's not pleasant. You know, I watched something the other day and I got a lump in my throat. Lou, I don't know whether you remember that night on Dan's channel. There was myself, Dan, and Dave Courtney, and we were having a laugh in the back of the I never spoke to them, right? I knew who he was. I just never spoke to him. I didn't know personally. And on this particular live that Dan did, he's laughing and joking in it. He's ripping the bollocks out of me, and I'm not disrespecting this man. Do you understand? Because he's, like, I know people say a lot of stuff about him, but something really bothered me the other day that I watched, and he said, like, his pain, it's not pleasant. You know, and that's what I worry about. My pain getting to the stage where you don't understand this. can't take any more medication than I'm already taking for my pain. You know, it's like, and it's not pleasant, but like I said, see me granddaughter, see me grandsons and me son grow, all me kids grow, all me baby mothers been in the same city, and them all getting along because I've asked them to do it. You know, and I'm blessed because, Lou, I'll be honest with you, I went out the other day there, yeah, and I'm buying Lego for the kids. Do you understand? Lego, sorry. Lou, I watched it before I go. I watched this thing last night on Netflix about Lego. Right, now what I didn't realise was that the biggest selling toy in the world, the biggest selling toy brand in the world, you know, fucking fascinating. If you like Lego, watch this. Because I was watching that and I was like, wow, you know, very good. But listen, I'm going to have to bounce, guys. Thanks for coming in. I've gone over a bit extra time. So, yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to go in and going to watch something with the family. And like I said, yeah, thanks everybody for coming in. And I'd like to say this from tomorrow, yeah, listen to me. I've worked too fucking hard on this channel, yeah. I don't ask you for fuck all. I don't charge you fuck all. What I am asking you is, if anybody comes into my life from tomorrow and want to be disrespectful to me, you have my permission to remove them. Okay? Remove them. Because I'm not far away from my target. I set myself a personal target. You know what I mean? And I don't need anyone's fucking help either. I don't mates to help me. Fuck that podcast. Anyway, I'm out. I won't be going on. Hang on a minute. But like I would say, I've hit 2.3 million people in 2.5 years. You know, most people on here know my character. You know, I'm like, do you understand? It's like, I won't have anybody assassinate my character. It's defamation of fucking character, mate. I'm highly insulted. In fact, I'm fucking highly insulted. But you have my permission. And I'll see you all tomorrow. It's been a mission. We out.